Everyone, today I will talk about the data analytics and visualization by using the Microsoft Power BI software. Actually, this software is useful for creating visualization from a variety of data sets. So in the first step, just go to our website, sites, google.com, g.clemson.edu, VizLab Home, shown here, and then specifically should go to the introduction to the data analytics and visualization with Microsoft Power BI section. If you click here, you will find the outline of this online workshop, which at the first I will introduce some basic information about data analytics and Power BI and how we could get a start with the software. At the next, we will have some brief discussion about how we could import the data into the Power BI cloud servers, particularly the COVID-19 data set across the state of South Carolina and the United States at the county level for the April 20 day. And in the next, we will use some predefined filters and the data visualization modes available in the Microsoft Power BI to create visualization out of the data. And at the end, we will have some brief discussion about data modeling and extracting the statistic from the data. And finally, we will have some information about how to publish the dashboard and framework to the collaborators to have a collaborative data visualization platform. The only requisite for the workshop is to connect to the Power BI app by using the Clemson username and password, which you need to go to this website, which we will have a more in detailed discussion in the next section. And I'm the Merdad Yousefi, the data visualization engineer in the CITI data visualization lab. And you could just reach me if you have any question with this email address. So let's get a start to the first section of Introduction to Data Analytics and Power BI and getting started with the software. So if you click here, as I said, the Power BI is a general software to use for data visualization, variety of data, for example, the charts, plots, maps, and extracting information about your data set. And in order to visualize the data, you need to have your data ready in the spreadsheet format or Excel or comma separated value files, which you could just extract those files from the Excel sheets easily. And then you could just create a visualization from those tables. Basically, you just convert these numeric tables, which is not that easy to extract information about the trends and getting insight about the data and convert it to the more awesome data visualization that you could get easily the insight about, for example, which critical points you have in your data set and which point is more important. So as I said, you need to, as a prerequisite, you need to have access to the Microsoft Power BI cloud-based software by using your Clemson University username and password. And you need to go to this website, apppowerbi.com. So if you click on this website, you need to sign in. Just click on the sign in. Then use your Clemson username, which in my case, the Yousefi is my username, and don't forget to put the @clemson.edu and just click on next. So it just will go navigate to automatically to the Clemson University page, and then just type your password and click sign in. And you need to have the two-step verification enabled, and then you would be able to connect to the Microsoft Power BI. So it just asks me if I want to stay signed in. I will say no. And that's the dashboard for the Microsoft Power BI. So if you just logged in successfully, you should see this dashboard, which in your case might be just empty dashboard. And but we will work on that to just bring some data set into the your Microsoft Power BI server and create visualization. So we'll come back here and we just signed in, and we just, if you just successfully logged in the Microsoft Power BI cloud software, you should see this dashboard as I said before. So at the end of this section, you need to download the data sets of the COVID-19 data set for at the county level for the whole United States country from this link, and also for the state of South Carolina from the other link. And finally, because we want to create some scatter plots and more data visualization, extract or download the breast cancer data sets from the Wisconsin University from this link here. So those are the data sets, those 3 data sets that we will use for visualization and using the variety of the Microsoft Power BI filters and visualization modes. So if you download these 3 data sets successfully and logged in the dashboard, you are ready to move into the next section of how we could import the data sets into the Microsoft Power BI server. So just click on the next page. So in this section, we will learn how we could load files into the Microsoft Power BI software. We'll move on to the dashboard. That's the dashboard you saw when you logged in. Just click on the My Workspace here. And here you could just click on the new and then click on the data set in order to upload the data. So we'll click on new and we'll click on data set because we want to upload a new data set into our dashboard. And it just will give you a browser that you could just browse the file that you downloaded into the in the previous section, and then bring those files into your dashboard. So we'll click on dataset, and it just asks us where this dataset is located. For example, if you have an organization or you have some other databases, for example SQL or Azure, you could just bring those datasets from those cloud-based servers. But because these datasets are downloaded locally in your machine, you need to just upload them locally. So you need to click on the Get to just upload the data from your computer. And here it just asks if this data set is located in the OneDrive business or personal cloud-based servers. But as I said, this is just those 3 files are just the local files. So you need to just click on local file and look for different data sets that we had downloaded. In my case, these data sets are the data.csv for the COVID-19 data set across the whole United States at the county level. And the other one is the data SC of COVID-19 data set across the state of South Carolina at the county level. So you need to just upload these 2 files into your dashboard, which I already did, so I would cancel that here. But in your case, you need to just click on them and click on Open to just successfully upload the data set into the Microsoft Power BI workspace. So when you upload the data set successfully, you should see the data.csv and data.sc.csv for these two data sets here. That's you would it just show you that those data sets are uploaded successfully. So for the first section of the visualization, we will use the COVID-19 data set across the South Carolina and the United States, but at the end we will use the breast cancer data to create some scatter plots as well. So you could just have them free, the cancer.csv, data.csv, and data.sc.csv, but you could just have them section by section at the end of each section to just upload the data set. So if you just successfully uploaded the data, you should see these free files in your dashboard: data.csv, data.sc.csv, and cancer.csv. So we will move on to the next section. So as I said, your dashboard just show you which files are available in your Power BI cloud server. And as I said, for the first section, we will use the COVID-19 data set across the state of South Carolina at the county level, which contains the latitude and longitude of counties of South Carolina, as well as number of the cases and number of deaths in each county. So in order to initialize the dashboard for the visualization, just click on the My Workspace. And click on data-sc.csv, which is shown here. So that should initialize the dashboard for you. So click on data-sc.csv, and again click on data-sc.csv here. So it just initialize the Power BI data visualization platform like this. So if you just successfully initialize the platform, you should see a window similar to this, which just show you the data contains the number of the cases, the number of deaths, the latitude, longitude, the name of the counties, and the name of the state, which is the South Carolina, for all the counties in this data set. So for the first data sets of COVID-19 across the state of South Carolina and in the whole United States country, we will use the ArcGIS maps for Power BI mode for the visualization in order to superimpose the data into the maps and get insight about how the number of the cases and how the number of deaths are distributed across different counties. So you need to click on this ArcGIS maps for Power BI here. It just initializes the data, so please maximize it, something like this. For the next section, at the first, in order to initialize the map, we need to bring the latitude and the longitude into the fields, which are shown here. So you need to drag the latitude into the latitude section and longitude into the longitude. So you just initialize the coordinates of the counties. You have two more color and time attributes. For example, we will use the number of the cases for attributing to colors and number of depth to the size. So you need to drag and drop these two more depth and cases into your fields here. So we put the latitude, longitude, the number of this, and the number of the cases here. And here you could see uh, different colors of different counties based on uh, the number of cases, and different size based on the number of deaths in each county. So we'll see that, for example, the Greenville County, which has around 400 cases and 11 deaths at that time, at the day of April 20, and for other counties are also shown here. But in the next section, we want to customize this visualization, because we initiated the visualization by creating this field here, but we want to, for example, customize the colors, customize the shape of the nodes and the size and other attributes of the map. So we initialize the map by putting the latitude, longitude, and we put the deaths and cases. And we want to just customize, as I said, we want to customize the attributes of the visualization. So we come here and click on edit. We need to edit the visualization. So let me zoom out, and we have a closer look at the data. We could see, for example, the latitude, longitude, the number of deaths and number of cases interactively for each county. But we don't have the name of the counties. So I would add the name of the counties to the location. And you see that if I go to each county, I could see the name of that. So, for example, the Greenville, Spartanburg, York, Lexington, or other counties across the state of South Carolina. The first thing that we could customize is to change the base map. If you click on the base map, here you would see a variety of different map styles that you could use for your visualization. So I could, for example, change the light mode to the dark mode here. So you just change the style of the visualization of your map. For the next one, you could just change the map theme. Here you could say, okay, I just care about the locations of the counties. I want to create a heat map, for example, something like this. We just give us an insight of where these cases are high and where these cases are low. Or you just care about the size of the nodes, or you just care about the colors, or you need both of them, or you want to do some clustering. So here we want to just have the size and color, because we attributed the number of the cases to the color and the number of this to the size of the nodes here. And at the end, we want to customize the symbol style of these nodes. If you click on the symbol style, you could, for example, change the transparency, the change of the marker of these nodes. For example, you could just change from circle to cube, something like this. Or you could just change the color map here and see how the color are distributed, or just make it reverse. For example, you could just choose variety of colors available here, and you see that the range of the cases based on different colors and the range of the deaths based on different size shown here. So you could customize your visualization based on different attributes available in the Microsoft Power BI. So as we said, we just saw the map style here and how we could customize the map style. For example, switch into the dark mode, and we choose the size and color for the map theme, and then we just customize the symbol styles of the markers and how the color map is configured and how the color and the size is distributed. And now we finally have this visualization or interactive dashboard of how we could just have the number of the cases, deaths for each county across the state of South Carolina. So that's the ultimate dashboard that we created based on the visualization of COVID-19 data set in the state of South Carolina. So we could back to the report, and that's our final visualization. In the next section, we will move on to the similar visualization for the whole United States COVID-19 data set across different counties. So just click on the My Workspace here to just come back to the main visualization dashboard. It says if you want to save your dashboard or not. You could just save it, for example, by assigning a name for your visualization. For example, the COVID-19 South Carolina. I just put the date of today. Save it. So now again you could click on the My Workspace, and using the data.csv, which is the COVID-19 data set for the whole United States at the county level. Similar to the previous section, you need to click on the data.csv here and initialize the data visualization platform. And again, we will initialize the map, but instead of giving the latitude and the longitude, we could initialize this map by just giving the county name and the number of cases for the color. Across different counties shown here for the whole United States. So again, you could just click on the edit and customize your visualization by changing the map style to the gray mode, for example, your map theme by having the color attributes here. Across the different counties, and then customizing the symbols, for example, changing the color map creating an interactive dashboard for having the COVID-19 data set across all the counties in the United States. So these are the counties that we had the information, but you see that some of them are missing because they didn't report any case for the COVID-19 cases. So those are the missing counties in this data set, but it just gives you an insight about creating an interactive dashboard based on different data sets available by using different modes. Because here we just, instead of using the latitude and longitude, we just use the name of the county. So the Microsoft Power BI is smart enough to extract the location of the counties just based on the name if you even don't give the latitude and the longitude. So that's another mode in comparison to the previous visualization that we had for the state of South Carolina. Again, go back here and save our dashboard by giving the name of, for example, like this, and save it for the future. And finally here, we want to create some visualization of scatter plots and how we could have different slices. So in order to use the breast cancer data set, you need to just bring that file, the CSV file for the breast cancer.csv, into your Microsoft Power BI visualization server, similar to the previous one for the COVID-19 data sets. And this data set contains a variety of the parameters measured for the cancerous or the normal cells, for example, their size, radius, roundness, and they are just divided into different category of the malignant or the benign. So similar to the previous one, we will looking for this cancer.csv file here. So if we click on this, again, click on the cancer CSV, you initialize this visualization platform, and you see it contains more parameters in comparison to the previous one, which just contained the date, the number of deaths, the number of the cases, county, and the latitude and longitude. So it just contains variety of parameters extracted for the cancerous cells and their class in terms of if they are cancerous or if they are normal. In the first section, we want to create some scatter plots. So click on the scatter chart here. Again, maximize that. For that visualization, we want to put the mean area and the worst concave and have the classes as the legends. So I would search for mean area and worst concave. And putting the class as legend. But you see that we just see a 1 point. That's because these are summarized by summing, so we don't want to summarize the data. So make sure the data is not in the summarized mode. So that's the scatter plot of mean area versus the worst concave point, or any other field that you want to use for visualization. Here you could choose any other variable and just put it in the x-axis or the y-axis, and the color just shows different classes of cancerous or the normal cells. So you see that kind of the cells are divided at this section of if they have the uh, low low mean area and they have a low worst concave point, they are cancerous. But if they have higher values for the both mean area and the worst concave point, they are tend to be more in the normal category of the cells. But sometimes we want to apply some slices. So, for example, limiting the range of the data, for example, extract the visualization for a limited range of the, for example, one of the variables that we have in the visualization, for example, limiting the mean area, for example, between the 1000 to 2000 to have a section of this visualization. So you could just achieve that by having the a slice by clicking on this slicer here, and clicking on the mean area, for example, and clicking on the advanced. And then I would say I want to just have the mean area less than 2000, but you could have, for example, is less than or equal to, or greater than equal to, is not, or other conditions apply to your variable. Or even you could just combine some of them, for example, to have a range. And I would say uh, is less than equal to 2000 or greater than to 500. And let's apply that filter. And then again, come back to our visualization for the scatter chart. Create that by selecting the mean area at the x-axis and the worst concave point for the y-axis, and the class for the legend, and make sure you don't summarize. And let's say I want to have that so you see that that slicer filter is applied here because we have just up to the 2000 for the mean area. So that slicer just limit the data set into the some predefined range, and we could just slice the data set based on those filters. In the next one, we want to have some table and matrices in order to extract some numerical values from the data set. If you click on the table, and here you could, for example, see that you want to, for example, summarize taking average, minimum, maximum, or uh, calculating the standard deviation, variance, or median. For example, I would say I want to have the average across the worst concave and have the median of that. So it would just summarize those information here for me. So the table is good for extracting some statistical information across different variables or different classes available in your data set for the table. And the next one is the matrix. Let me remove that and move to the matrix. That you could visualize this scatter plot as sort of uh, matrices. For example, again, choosing the mean area and the worst concave points and having the class as the values. So you see that which points based on the different mean areas or different values for the worst concave point are the cells which are uh, cancerous or they are normal. So that just visualize the scatter plot as a matrix for you, so which is good for extracting some numerical values across different variables and based on different classes available in your data. So you would just create a sparse matrix based on your data set. So those are the data visualization modes that we extracted from these free data sets that we had. So this would be the end of the first section of our workshop. Thank you.